There we go. This is part 2. We'll wait for Erin to come back on. I've created this. Yeah, awful sorry about that. But there we go. We'll add there he is. Yeah, so apologies. So if you want to comment on this one rather than the other one. Yeah, nice one, Stevie.
Let me just get out of here and go back to the team that I'm playing following supporting ends the
Goodbye.
broadcast.
Bye.
Ends the bloody broadcast.
But yeah.
Have you seen the it's like a meme of like an old Australian guy like on a news thing, and he's like what a bloody joker. And that's all I can think of now. Like, absolute. Yeah, Tom sums it up perfectly. Lol.
Yeah, so for all the people who were watching, yeah, we're sorry. So we thank you for coming back and clicking the next link.
Yeah,
we are still
back.
here.
Please come back.
Oh. So that was Steve. I don't know, is he the CEO or the top chief of Sport Tank? Just flexing there and going,
100% drop mic. 100% drop mic moment.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go now. So are you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Cheers, Steve.
Yeah. I'm ending my feature, so I'm ending the stream.
he just realised what he's done in our little group. Going, oh fuck, sorry. It's all
sorry,
right.
gents.
We'll let you off. Yeah, with just Britball things, and did wonder where you'd gone. We're still here.
Yeah,
this
we are
is just
still here.
part 2, and hopefully, because I've put it in the description, because Steve closed the other ones, he'll see that forever.
Yes, and that is probably the most accurate thing that you can have is just David putting this just Britball things. Yep, definitely Britball at its peak. We're here to give you your updates. Oh, speaking of updates, right, third quarter, Surge, 18 Railroaders, one of them. The Vikings are in again as well. 26-0, 2-point no good over the Glasgow Tigers, and I'm gutted. Like I don't know if you can tell, I'm cut up inside. I'm so sad. The Devils have scored again. The PAT is no good, and they lead the Cardinals 20-0. It couldn't have happened to a nicer team.
You're not going to be able to face this fella that you really don't like.
I'm mortified. I'm so gutted for the Cardinals that they're just not who they fucking thought they were.
So what was that, 14-0?
No, 20-0.
Oh, sorry, was that 20-0? 20-0
Yeah.
over the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer squad.
Oh dear. 20 confirmed there. 20-0 over the Cardinals. The Cardinals with 0.
Yeah, one of these.
There we go.
Big one of them. Big zeros.
Big zeros. So, well, welcome back. And what we shall do for you to run through is I'll go through the latest. I've just had a message from Stu Cooper. Don't make Ipswich too angry. We have to face them next. It's all right, Coops. OVE will batter them. I have faith in you and
I don't know. I don't know about that, because last time I thought that they were going to batter them, they lost.
But anyway, Tamworth Phoenix 34, Merseyside Nighthawks 6, Titans 14, Wolves 7, Thrashers 19, Exile 6. Full-time, Yorkshire over the Goliaths 42-0. Northumberland Vikings 20, Glasgow Tigers 0, EKP 28, Wolverines 0. Leicester Falcons 18, Birmingham Bulls 0. South Wales Warriors 7, Bournemouth Bobcats 0. Rushmore Knights 19, Saints 0. The last one I think we had was Spartans 6, Blitzby 8. Hornets 0, Cats 26. Railroaders 0, Splurge 12. Warhawks 34, Pray for Donny 7. Lincolnshire Bombers 16, Boo Lightning 0.
Boo Lightning.
Boo Lightning. Walkover for Apache over the Monarchs. Devils 20, Cardinals 0. Sorry, I just speed up. Yeah. Mavericks 26 and the Maidstone Pumas 0. There we go. And that's the roundup. I think everyone's back that had gone. So welcome back, and here we are. We are still here. Just about.
Yeah. If we've missed anything, just let us know. I'm just having a look. I'm just having a scan back through the comments for the other stream that was prematurely ended by Steve, and it doesn't look like we've forgotten anything. So I think we're in good shape on that front.
Yeah. Just seeing if there's any.
So, start of the third quarter in the Birmingham-Leicester game. It's a bad one as Cal hobbles off after a passing completion that was called for grounding. And then Bammy sees a sweet jinking run for about 18, called back for holding. Next play, he fumbles, and the Falcons have the ball inside the red zone. So not looking good for the Birmingham Bulls today. Not long left now in the Warhawks-Donny game. Fumble from the Warhawks and the Mustangs. The Doncaster Musty Jackets. Not long now. Fumble from the Warhawks and the Mustangs have it back on their own 30.
Bombers 28, Lightnings 0. No, Lightnings.
Boo. Short running TD and PAT puts the Falcons up 25-0 early in the third, as Darren's just come through there letting us know they're 25-0 as well. And then 2-minute warning there in the Doncaster Warhawks game. 34-7 Warhawks over Doncaster.
Are they Scottish now?
To be honest, once you get past the Watford gap, everybody sounds the fucking same. No offense to anybody with like a Midlands or like I'm just offended like half of the population, to be honest. You know, everybody from Lancashire, I don't sound like I'm from Yorkshire, and everybody from Yorkshire, I don't sound like I'm a Geordie. Everybody, all the Geordies, we don't really sound Scottish, and Cumbria's like, we don't know anybody else is around.
Cumbria are like, we don't have the internet. Sorry, bad joke.
I didn't know that you could. I didn't know that you were allowed to joke about other people's internet. Like, I
can't. North Wales is terrible.
That is some pot kettle. That right there.
Well, the thing is they never say punch down in comedy. You never punch down. So if I'm punching across, that's totally fine. We're both crap.
The Vikings have scored again against the Tigers. They're in. The 2 PAT is no good. I have to wonder, how bad is their kicker? Because they, I think, have missed every 2 PAT opportunity. Or maybe they've converted one.
There we go.
Is this a scam? This is one of those. Like, I'm gonna have to block this comment. This is one of those scam comments that it's about to tell us that there's like he's got a link to the Bristol Aztecs game or something. I bet he's going to tell us he's like a roving reporter or something because
he's banned.
Yeah. No,
you are 55.
You are banned.
Yeah. Boo. Comes in. Right. That's enough for today. Boop.
Sounds like the name of someone I used to know who actually used to play Britball once upon a time, but I think someone's made that as a mock account, like of an old Britball player.
Preve Stice, 55.
Preve Stice, 22.
That's it.
Flipped it upside down.
That's it. All right, let's have a look. Let's refresh some Hootsuite.
Nothing.
Nothing. Like you say, 32-0 Vikings. That was it.
I've just refreshed it, and nothing has changed.
First, it's all. I'm just trying my best to. 32-0 Vikings.
Oh, an error's occurred with the Twitter API.
Oh,
that's not good. No more updates.
Broke it.
No
Nothing,
more
that's
updates.
It. Game over.
Game over.
Yeah. Right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So who didn't play this week? Who was the other one after? Was it Nottingham? Is that right? The Raiders?
Yeah. So the Raiders Gateshead game was called off, as well as Cornwall and Bristol.
I mean, this is just what's happening with? And I mean, this is thrown out to everyone that's watching, all three of you, or how many of you are there? What's happening with the people like? Because I mean, obviously, the Monarchs they just said to Apache, "We can't come. We've got no players. We're with player safety." Is anything happening to them? Because again, this is something where we've always ripped on Baffa, but it should be like the league that are taking a stand. Because you've got the Baffa that they run everything, and then they've got the Britball Adult Leads, whatever. Is anything happening now that the yellow red card is gone, or is it just, oh, you're not
Who
playing?
was it? Who was it that sent the open letter?
Crew.
Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a good read of that, and I thought it was great. But at the same time, like, what's come about because of it? Like, yeah, it's all very well and good. Like, we've got a strongly worded. Like, I kind of feel like I'm back at school, and you've just had a strongly worded letter written home. Like,
He's smack from your dad. Oh, Jesus.
not even that though. No one's received a smack from Dad because Dad's off playing cricket.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It just seems to be that teams can say, yeah, well, I know you've paid for your home game. I know you've paid for maybe you've got catering on. You've all trained for this. You've paid for huddle. You've paid for your kit. You've paid for pit. You've done everything. Yeah, but you're only going to get 7 games this year.
We're not coming.
We can't be asked coming. Yeah, we can't be asked turning up. And then again, forgive me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, watching this, but there's no penalty. There's nothing. So teams like, the Monarchs can just go, yeah, we're not playing, and what? And there's no threat of associate. There's no threat of dropping down because there's nowhere to go. And for other teams, because it's happened in the past, and they've said we're not coming because player safety, and they say, right, okay, you've had one shot, now you've been demoted, or now you're in the associate process. But the league or the governing body that desperate to keep teams on board and paying their subs and paying their team fees that they're just saying, yeah, we don't care, to keep playing. It's because it's ultimately the teams that lose out, not the governing body that needs the coin.
So I'm looking back through, right? So no washouts. I'm just going to call them washouts, like even though that's probably not an accurate term for it, but that's just what I'm going to call it. So we had no washouts in weeks 1, 2, and 3, by the looks of it.
Yep.
Then we had the Hunters, Dumfries Hunters, and Clyde Valley cancelled or washed out. We had Halton and Birmingham washed out, and that was in week 4. So we had 2 of them in week 4. Do we know if they were replayed at all? Then,
Nope.
fast forward, and we got a 1-0 walkover awarded to Northants over Swindon in week 8. I need to make sure that I haven't skipped over any because there was a couple of washouts where the score just wasn't entered, so I was like, yep, that's easy enough to spot. But yeah, so we got the 1-0 walkover that was awarded to Northants over Swindon, and that was in week 8. Then we've got South Links versus Humber. Nothing was played. Don't know if anything came about because of that. Then next week, Northants had their game against the Worcestershire Black Knights. Was wiped out. So that was 3 weeks ago now. And then we've got Nottingley versus DC, Scunthorpe versus South Links. All of them were just like, nah, not playing it. And then that was 3 weeks ago in week 9. Week 10 we had 3 games.
Oh.
Week 11 we were supposed to have Tamworth versus Samwell early. That was on a Saturday, I believe. Doesn't look like that was played. Then Northants was offered a 1-0 walkover again against Worcestershire. So Northants have had their last 3 games cancelled or... What a fucking joke.
Imagine if you paid your full subs to the club, and then because there's no penalty, and we'll come on to the comments in a minute, but because there's no apparent penalty, people can just say, I can't be arsed playing. Northants, I think Nelly was saying there's like a gap of like 6 weeks between games or something, and then you're not you've paid for, to play football, and there's nothing that the league are doing to prevent this from happening. So you pay your full subs, and then you get like 4 games a year. You're like, what is this? What's the point? And
Yeah, so last week
no
we had
one's-
Ouse Valley Colchester not played, Darlington Nottingley not played, and then this week another Nottingley game not played, and the Cornwall Torbay game not played as well. So that's
But we're just
the Cornwall Apache game not played.
Yeah. So if we go into the comments, first one, there you go.
Yeah.
Titans 21-7.
No, first. Oh right, okay. You want scoring comments?
Just a quick scoring.
Okay, cool.
And
Cool,
Levi
cool,
Smith, Steve did mention it, but unfortunately I didn't grab it at the time.
34-0 was the halftime score for Aztecs.
I will update
Aztecs
that
over.
shortly.
And then Samwell played the Knicks last Saturday. Did that game happen? Did Samwell play the Knicks on Saturday?
I think so, yeah. Like we say,
Okay.
they haven't dropped a game. They've been fantastic.
Right,
Yeah,
so
8-game season. So if you drop a couple, you're playing 6.
yeah, so Northants have had two teams. Swindon and Worcestershire say they haven't got enough players. The games has been given the walk-off. Have been given as walkovers.
Which is a nightmare because it impacts your point score, your points for and points against, because it's 1-0.
Yeah, so Barry's has mentioned, I believe you can still be relegated, but for Northants, in their case, they've beaten the tar off everybody. There's nobody in that division that's challenging them.
Pieces.
So the points differential doesn't really matter for them. They're gonna qualify as top seed for their division. It's just the fact that they've played for a full season of football and they want to play football. So I believe you can still be relegated, but it's a case-by-case basis. So if you take the piss, you can still go down. Tom's mentioned, in theory, I believe the team has sent some sort of competition committee to review it, and bespoke sanctions are handed out. Not sure this has been done as yet, though. Some of us on the Monarchs wanted to play, but decision taken out of our hands. Personally, I don't like it, as we had the same amount of players last year and we travelled to Bristol. In that game, we had to call it the third quarter due to injuries. Bristol boys, to their credit, thanked us for making the effort to play this week, to play the game, so this week's choice sucks. So Aaron's has mentioned 8-game season in Div 2, same as subs, and same subs as Prem in Div 1. So, Northants is playing full subs for, a 4-game season, if that?
Yeah. How crap's that?
2 of those games were Northants home games. Coach Gums said if next game is July, so about 11
weeks. That's just...
Jesus.
It's not fair.
So, the Knicks did play... Yeah, so Knicks...
Yeah.
So, Samwell Knicks last Saturday was 58-0. Hornets are on the board.
There we go.
Jess.
There we go, Jess. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going into a bit of a grump about everything else, so we will bring it back to football. But it just seems, and I mean, I know there's... Barry said you can still be relegated, but it's case-by-case basis. If you're Div 2, does that mean you go down to associate? And it is a bit of a shame
also,
for...
Is it just the Div 2 game? So for example, like Northants, they are Div 2, are they not? Is that?
Yes.
I believe they are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But they're flying high in Div 2.
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely crushing it in Div 2. There's no one that's gotten close to them, so everybody's just folding the game against them.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
But that's it. It's just... You can't just be expected, oh, well, we'll have a bit of a go. Oh, no, we're not going to win. We're not going to play. And it's like the Alicia saying we wanted to play. Okay, well, last time we got there, we had to fold because we did run out of players, but we had a game. And Brizzle had a game. It's just a shame that Brizzle have probably paid out for all the bits and pieces. And we're not going to win, so we're not going to turn up.
So I'm looking at these walkovers that have been awarded, or the games that just have been cancelled and not played, and it looks like it's just Div 2. It's only affecting Div 2.
100%.
So the hope is, from my perspective, that if it's being reviewed on a case by case basis, there's some I wouldn't say serial offenders, but there are some repeat offenders here. Yeah. Where, actually, it's not just Div 2, because we have got a Birmingham. Birmingham game was Birmingham Halton was which was a Div 1 game and wasn't played.
Was that was because because Holton couldn't find a pitch. They
Something
didn't
like
have
that.
a pitch to play it on. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But it's a lot of it's Div 2, and there's a couple of repeat offenders. South Links is one. The Source is another. And you've got to wonder, are they now associate?
Yeah.
Is there an
if they're not,
associate
why
season
not?
happening right now? Well, that's my question is there an associate season right now? Are there any associate teams wanting to come up?
I don't know of any. I mean, they keep every so often there keeps to be kind of a team that pops up and goes, "Ooh, we're the next." I think there was one in Yorkshire. It wasn't far from the Wolverines. They flashed up and disappeared, but I don't think there's any proper teams that are wanting to play at the moment. And you're like, ooh.
No, that was because usually when there's like an associate team pushing to get in as well, it is you hear about it. There's noise because they're obviously trying to book their fixtures to fulfill their calendar to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything about any associate team wanting to make so you have to wonder if these are being reviewed on a case by case basis. Is BAFTA just going to go, well, if we relegate you to associate, there's no one coming in. We lose that entire team's worth of rev, so you're not going anywhere.
Exactly that. And you just say, at what point does it not be about the, loving the game and just about money? Tower's playing this second half in second gear, and I think that's the difference between them and the Titans. However, refs taking the mercy rule far too serious by giving the Nighthawks everything. Oof.
Now, this could be open to I've possibly interpreted this different to what you did.
Okay.
So when you see playing the second half in second gear, do you see that as them having gone to another gear, which is the difference between them and Titans, or do you see as them coasting in second gear?
I think that they're coasting. I took that as they've taken it down, they're chilled out. They're not flooring it and battering them, but
which is what the Titans do.
Yeah, which is what the Titans just crush them, and then the refs are being a little bit nice on them and saying, "Oh, bless them, you can have
and
the
Wesley's just let us know there as well that they're coasting.
Yeah.
So Source game versus Northants were rearranged for the 31st of July, which I believe is Northants' next game. 11 weeks between their last game and their next game is it's like a whole off season.
It is. That's a full off season. You can
crazy.
do that's a full pre-season. You can tell everyone just go on holiday. It's all right. We'll reconvene when it's 4 weeks to go. Over that, take June off. Be fine. See you later.
So, Birmingham Bulls. So, Ryan is tackled attempting a punt following a bad snap. Falcons punch it in from a yard and kick the PAT. So, Falcons lead Birmingham 32-0. As we saw, the Hornets get their first score of the day. 2-point attempt is no good. Cats 26, Hornets 6. Turnover in the Humber Donny game. Sam Kelsall with the interception. 3 seconds left in the game. We got touchdown Pirates. Toe drag swag from Strawn Bailey in the back corner of the end zone to tack on another touchdown. Kick is good to extend the Pirates' lead to 35-0 and start the running clock. Strawn Bailey has been having an absolute monster of a game.
Yeah.
Have we got any updates from South Wales Bobcats? Yep, end of the third quarter there, Russ. The Warriors lead 7-0 over the Bobcats there.
Did you see 34-0 for Leicester? They got a safety.
Oh, yeah, it's just come through. Disaster as a snap sails over Ryan's head and out the back of the end zone. Safety to Leicester. 34-0 Bulls to kick off.
There we go.
Just... Russ, thanks Oz. No problems, Russ. Good to see you. And what a lovely pick-up date. We get to see the man himself as opposed to his cheetahs. So, looking sharp there, my man. Looking sharp. Looking like Brit Bull's own Pete Carroll there. Hunched over, hands on the knees. I hope you're chewing some gum there, my man. So Darren's has mentioned he hopes so. Withdrawal symptoms big time. That's it. Like, if you haven't played in 11 weeks, like, there's only so much that Sunday practice and maybe a midweek, like maybe a Wednesday 7 p.m. practice or something is doing for you at the moment. Like,
Yeah, it's no fun at all.
oh, it's insane.
Yeah, it's crackers. But again, this is they're piloting, they're trying out this new shorter season, and whereas it works for Prem, it seems to be working mostly for Div 1. Div 2, are just falling over it. It's just gone to shit because there's no refs. They're struggling to get pitches. It's a nightmare, and teams are falling apart because there's no time to kind of recover. So they're just kind of, we've picked up a couple injuries. We're done.
Do you know what the worst thing? The worst thing about this is as well.
Go on.
The absolute worst thing about this is the lack of Facebook photos that are going to come about from this season. Like the profile picture, it's just how are you supposed to have an array of pictures to choose from if you're only playing 3 games in a damn season? What if you're a bench warmer and you're not even getting on the pitch?
Very poor.
That's the real sufferer here is the casual Brit baller doing it for his Tinder profile. Right, dear. So Phoenix's Vision, any Titans score. Last we saw, was it 14-7?
Yeah, I think it might be 20. Yeah, 14.
14-7 to the Titans over the Wolves at the moment, Wesley. Cats 26, Hornets 13, so the Hornets have scored again.
Oh, don't you dare, Hornets. Don't you dare.
So Russ has just mentioned that it's sort of working for Div 1. GB is interfering in some of our games. So that's the other thing that, they've tried to cram in this GB season at the same time as like they've done this whole condensed season and they're like, well, we're going to do the GB weeks at the same time, and it's just ridiculous. Scott's just said, not sure if you've been updated, but the medical situation early in the third quarter has seen a medical delay. We did receive an update, Scott, from one of the other guys. I think it might have been on the other... here we go. So, just the Blitzby Essex game has stopped due to an Essex player injury. So, I hope the best, Scott, for your teammate. I hope he's not... it's nothing serious and we can get an easy recovery. Darren's just told us the Falcons have scored again, 41-0 over the Bulls. David's popped in Titans 28-7, so that's jumped up now in Q2. So Titans are put the foot on the gas and starting to step away. Darren's mentioned he hasn't played in 25 years. Last game was against Cambridge in 97. Went down there to play a 3-hour game, broke my knee 2 minutes and spent 2 weeks in Addenbrooke's. Just love watching the Knights. Like, Jesus, it's... Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a way to end a career there, Darren. I'll tell you that now. But
no fun at all.
Yeah, I wasn't even factoring in. I'll admit I wasn't even factoring in your withdrawal symptoms, my man. I was thinking about the guys actually on the field. But yeah, if you there's some passionate supporters around Britball that this is their Sunday football. Some people like watching the Premier League, or they like watching this, like watching that. There are some families and some guys that have been following Britball for, like Darren says, he hasn't played in 25 years, but he's been following the sport for the past 25 years. It's his Sunday is getting out there, watching his boys play, and they haven't played a game in, 5, 6 weeks, or 7 weeks, and they haven't got another one for another 4? Just ridiculous, man. Absolute.
So, go on, Alice. While we're
touchdown Pirates.
Again.
Yeah. Neil Baptiste, what a name. Makes me think it's a booby tie. Get it?
Could it be Baptiste?
It could definitely be Baptiste, and I'm probably wrong. Neil Baptiste tucks it and runs for an old-fashioned Pirate score to extend the lead with a successful kick. 42-0 to these Kilbride Pirates. 42-0. So the Cambridgeshire Hornets game, it was a pick 6. So, it was a Hornets pick 6, and the 2-point attempt is good. So, Cats only lead by 12 now, 26-14.
That is their 5th string QB for the Cats, apparently. 5th string. Poof. Won't be long before Johnny Five's in at QB.
The kickoff is blasted into the Cats and recovered by the Hornets in the Cats' half. Hornets ball. The comeback is on.
Stop it. So
Someone's about to cats the Cats.
Oh God, you just don't. My nerves can only take so much. So go on. You are giving the reins to the Brit Ball League. So how do you fix it?
God. Shit, no, because I reckon I'd be a fucking dictator.
I mean,
So
you
first
can just say,
off-
I don't know, but
Yeah, no. Let's lean into this exercise, right? So the league's probably only going to go for 1 year because I'm probably going to put us into financial ruin.
stadiums for all.
No, not even that. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna reduce subs. Like
Ooh.
that's my first thing is I'm lowering the price of subs. So like I said, I'm probably putting us into financial ruin. But it's or if I might not be lowering subs, but I'm lowering the required cost of the registration fee.
Yeah.
So what's the registration fee? It's like 50 quid or some shit for an adult player.
Something
Is
like
it
yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
No, I'm putting that through the floor because you're paying subs to your club already. Like this registration fee is on the fact that you're already paying like 200 and probably like 220, maybe even more depending on the club you're
like
paying
that.
for.
Yeah.
So G-Man's just asked for the Spartans game score. They're actually in an
8-6.
injury. Yeah, it's 8-6 to the Blitz over the Spartans. They're in an injury delay at the moment. So 8-6 to the Bees over the Spartans, but there is an injury delay, and they're waiting for an ambulance to take over a care. So we've been told medical situation early in the third, seeing delay of the game. Player is awake and alert. Love to hear that. Waiting for an ambulance to take over his care, so that game is still on hold currently there, Yardi. But yeah, I'm reducing the registration fee right through the floor for coaches, players, everybody, because everybody's like, if you're paying your subs, you're paying 200 odd quid already. So it might put the league into financial ruin. I don't know. You've given me the reins for a year. I'm going to do what I want to do. So registration fee is going through the floor.
Okay.
I'm probably in the off season going to put together some active recruitment drives for refs. Like and I'm going to take again, like I said, I'm going to put us into financial ruin. I'm gonna change the incentive for being a ref. Like it's going to become a sort of a paid position. Make it worth the while to get the refs out there because we need refs. We need refs in games. Like I say, this league is going under after a year because it's not going to have the financial stability to support itself. I don't know where all this money's coming from. I suppose I'm taking Pete's salary and I'm just not making any fucking money. Because what are we paying Pete? Too fucking much? Like what is it? 30 grand or something?
50 grand.
50 grand. Right, okay. Well, I don't get paid that in my current job, so I'm going down to my current job salary and I'm freeing up some money for us to pay some refs.
There you go. But that's the thing is Pete has nothing to do with the league. Pete's he's the BAFA top guy,
He's the
so he's the
wankles.
governing body top guy. So he's not your man involved with the league.
So we've got 48-0 there for the Falcons over the Bulls. That's really run away from them. That was quite close to start
That's
with,
gone.
but
That's gone.
Phew. BAFA needs to bring back interconference games and have more balanced leagues so things are competitive.
It did make it fun because interconference games you were playing teams that you'd never played before. There was a bit of a get where we had to drive all the way down from Chester to Plymouth, and then it was a bit of a nightmare.
That's the thing. I'm probably gonna hire someone and look to see if we can do a reshuffle of the or even some merging because some of these divisions could I get that there's a big fucking distance between them, but some of these divisions could do with being merged. Like the NFC 2 West has 3 fucking teams in it. It's got the Surge, the Railroaders, and the Miners.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah. And then again, Cats. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Hornets QB is strip sacked by DE Callum Lang. DT Ryan Wilson recovers the ball, and then that has obviously led to the. So when I played in New South Wales in 2012, all games were played at the same venue each week. Took turns hosting, 4 games a day, 12-minute quarters. could work in each Div 2 league to mate the way the Aussie have got it going is like, especially in both New South Wales and Queensland, is great. Like it's like it is a centralized sort of so team fines for not filling their schedule, league refund to teams that aren't supplied officials, league to refund teams that aren't supplied officials. Yes, yep, I agree with both of those. But yeah, having a centralized location, it works better in Aussie purely because with something like New South Wales, it is. I get Aussie's fucking massive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But New South Wales is a singular state, and I think it's probably roughly the size of maybe Wales.
Blimey.
Maybe I don't know. I could be way off on this. I always have trouble remembering how big Australia is in compared to the rest of everything. Like Australia itself, when you put it across Europe, it takes up like 3/4 of Europe and into Russia. Like it's fucking massive. Like, and if you look at it on a map, like driving, I'm just going to remove this down. Driving like that far on a map from like New South Wales to Brisbane is literally like driving Cornwall to fucking Cornwall to Scotland. Like it's like an 11-hour drive. It's so dumb. So the Cambridge scores: wide receiver Ryan Smith catches a long bomb for a TD. Extra point is good. Cats 33, Hornets 14. But there would be some merging of divisions. There'd be some probably reshuffling, and I hate to say it, there would probably be the hard X on some teams, and it would just be
yes.
You are surplus to fucking requirements. Like you are not needed. Merge.
What if?
So there we go. Yeah. So Gareth just said that all three teams were Sydney, others Newcastle, Wollongong, and Central Coast. Right. So you've got multiple different cities there, but they're all still within a reasonable region. But other people look at that going, what?
What if teams did the old when I first started way back when if you borrowed like a helmet and pads from the club, you wrote a check out and you gave it in. If you gave the kit back, they ripped the check up. What if teams, and this is just a consideration, what if you said, right, okay, you give, say you've got 10 games, 8, we're talking about 10 games there from Darren. You have 10 checks of 50 quid, or 100 quid. For every one that you don't make, we just cash the check. Then you can't just say, yeah, you fine it. And if it bounces or something, you're out the league.
I was going to say 20 quid says that check bounces.
Yeah, exactly.
the moment you cash that baby is bouncing.
Yeah, boing. But or you just say there's a fine if you want to stay in the league. You have to pay to do that, and then they, of course, it goes to a committee decision, and there's their decision's final, and then you say, right, okay, you didn't go because you thought you were going to get beat. You've still had enough players, right? Boom, you've been fined. And it's a chunky, chunk of change. So
I definitely think there needs to be some streamlining / amalgamation of certain teams in certain areas where there's just such a high concentration of teams in small catchment areas. It's like, why do you need this many teams in this area of the country? Like, just fucking merge. And yeah, so for teams to reach, I already mentioned I'd cut that. So Baffra get paid almost 300 quid when they attend a game. They don't get that if they don't arrive.
Wow,
I'd heard the stipend. That's
so. If the refs turn up, and then the other team don't turn up, the refs don't get paid.
Yeah,
that's naughty.
No. I read this as the refs get paid 300 when they arrive. If they don't turn up, the refs don't get paid.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. Right. Bombers 28, Boo Lightning 0. Q4 just started. Bombers have gone on autopilot. Full-time Surge crew. So
there we go.
Wash and powder.
Woo.
Reigns supreme. I swear somebody when Steve released the division makeups, someone questioned why Surge was called washing powder.
Did you see?
it definitely does. So Tom's just mentioned that's the current rule. So Tom might need to clarify. But the way I read this is that the refs get paid almost 300 quid when they attend a game, and if the refs don't arrive, they don't get that money.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, fair enough. Because
Yeah.
they're not providing the service. I read it as if the other team doesn't turn up, the refs are like, oh.
I was going to say that seems
seems
pretty standard. Like if I don't turn up to my job, I ain't getting paid either. So it's like I feel like that's like a blanket rule across all employment.
Yeah.
So Tom's just said correct. Yeah, refs don't turn up, refs don't get paid. That makes sense. Is that 18-0 on the pitch count or the body count? Because that was the game, wasn't it? This was the game where Crew mentioned that they was it playing the Surge, or who was it against when they wrote the letter, essentially saying that having no refs and D1 coaches meant that people were just trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
Who were they playing? Was it against the Surge?
Could it have been Lee? I'm
not sure. I feel like no one can hate. I feel like no one can hate Lee.
Nah, they're fantastic. Yellow top on for Lee.
Yeah.
Why not?
So SFC 2 North and SFC 2 West should be merged. Same for East and South. I'd have to go and have a look at those divisions, but I feel like that's probably not too far off. It was the Surge, and Peter's just confirmed that could well be the body count as well as the score count. Sheffield score anyone? No, that's the one that we haven't got. We have not seen anything from Sheffield. Samwell.
Oh, Lindsay shout. That's a good one. Go down.
Merged of 2 leagues, minimum of 16 divisions, fine paid to let teams down, not to buffer.
Fines paid to the teams that they've let down.
Yes.
That's a fantastic shout.
100%.
Yeah.
Fines for failure to play always worries me. Some teams will play games to avoid fines, either financially not be able to afford. Well, that's the whole... Okay, I feel like I'm cutting this right in the middle, but I've just read, as some teams will play games to avoid fines. Yes, that's the point. You play the game to avoid a fine. Either financially not able to afford the fine or just morally grey is where the committee side will with them. So risk player safety. Player safety is just a big grey area anyway, Mick. I hope you don't mind me calling you Mick, by the way. I'm just shortening everybody's names because it's an Australian thing that we do. It's a player safety is something that's used as a get out of jail free card so many fucking times. Like I get that it exists. Like if you don't have an O-line, that's player safety. But if you've got a D-line,
they can play O.
They can play O.
And the flip side of it is if you're coming into the season saying, and you should sign on the dotted line to say, we as a club have got enough players that injuries occur in American football. We've all been 100%. Injured. I've blown both knees to pieces. My shoulders are shot to bits. But you're saying we will fulfil our fixtures. You get your thing. You pay your fee to BAFA. You say, right, we're in. We will be able to take it on the chin and we will play our fixtures. And then other teams expect that when you've done that, you will, and then you lose a couple of players off your O-line. You say, all right, they're knackered. We can't play anymore. Soz. Well, you shouldn't have said at the start. Oh,
exactly. That's it.
We've got
if you're coming into a season with 6 O-linemen total, you need to have a look at your operation then and say, look, if we get 1 or 2 injuries, our season's in jeopardy. Should we really be functioning as a standalone team?
No, would
it not be better for us to merge with somewhere else? Like you need to be able to because like you said, injuries happen in every single game. So I read a study on I was doing some fantasy football research for a group that I do research for, and there is 3%. Now, this is obviously NFL level, but I would say it probably translates across to Britball easily. There is 3% of NFL games that occur that have no injuries reported. 3% of NFL games will have no injuries reported, and that's not including, like Joe Blogg's D lineman who pops a finger out while playing, and then just pops it back in and keeps going, or wide receiver who gets caught going over the middle and gets a little bit dazed, but then because the ball's come off and no one's noticed that he's suffering from a little bit of a concussion or something like that. Like 3% of NFL games are reported injury free, and that's
Wow.
you got to think that teams aren't reporting everything. Like I would say that's probably like the same for BAFA. That we are looking at such a minute number of games that are reported injury free. Like it's you twist an ankle. Like literally, you're just running down the sideline, twist an ankle. You may be fine to play next week, but you've twisted an ankle. Like it's an injury. But if your setup is so jeopardized by the fact that you get maybe 3 injuries at a key position and you can't fulfill your fixtures, you need to have a big hard look at your setup and think: are we strong enough to be standing on our own 2 feet? Should we not be looking at? And I know this is going to be shithouse for some teams that are going to go, well, what about our history? What about we've got a long proud history. Long proud history of what? Fucking not fulfilling features? Like, just put your ego aside. Do what's best for the sport.
Exactly.
Right. How Solent's Thrashers doing, please? From Susan Stark, number 74, Mum. Glad to have you, Mum.
No,
Hope
Mum.
everything's going well. Apologies for my foul language with you being here. You caught me at a bad moment. And last we heard, the Thrashers were winning quite comfortably. I believe it was 18-8, 19-8, 19-6?
19-6.
19-6 over the Exiles there. So it's looking like a strong showing there for the Thrashers. Titans are up 28-14, so it looks like the Wolves are hit again. Mavericks 32-0 full-time over the Southeast Squadron. Renegade score. Have we got a Renegade score?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Nope. They're playing the Sabres. We have not
Yeah,
got a score for them.
we've not had a single thing. And our usual Sabres man has not been here this week. James, I want to say. I can't remember. But I think that's because he said he was going to be playing for them. He'd been off. Right, so Northants Storm, last game, we ended with 22, started with 22, ended with 17, then folded. 2003-2004 Essex Sabres turned up. Is that Nene Valley Hybrids? And played
Neen Valley?
Neen Valley. Where's Neen Valley? You need to have a look at yourself as an organisation. If you're starting with 22, ending with 17, or you got 19 players, like 19 players is not a team. 19 players is a bench. Like that is no, go somewhere else. You are not an organisation with 19 players.
Nope.
You need 20. You need 22 to cover offense and defense to allow you to have a breather. Like. No, you're not an org with 22. Yes.
No. I think
Well,
he's probably busy doing the thing.
We hear nothing from Chris during when he's playing. We hear absolutely nothing from him. Sometimes his mum and his wife pop in, but we haven't seen the Breen ladies today. So I might. Well, if I could log into Teams, I might see if I could tag maybe Sean and see if there's something. But I can't get into Teams, so. Is there not a minimum player rule for senior ball? Like you can't say you have a team with less than 25 players.
I don't think so. But
I have no
there should
idea.
be.
No, 100%. I believe 30. I believe you should not be able to claim you have a team with less than 30.
Yeah. Well,
Because that is 11 each way, and then subs. Wow.
Oh.
So there we go. Anthony's
35.
coming 35, which is an even better number. I definitely support that number.
But it's when you're kind of saying, we've got 35. You can say we've got a team, and you go right, okay, super duper, and you should be kind of thinking that's the bare minimum.
Oh yeah.
So you have a look at yourself at the point where you've got to sign up. You look out to your training ground and you go, I have 33 players. You should message BAFRA at that point, or the leagues or whatever, and just say, awful sorry, we can't play because it's not safe. Because in about week 4 or 5, we're going to start emailing teams that are going to batter us and say, awful sorry, we're not coming. See you later.
Well, Chris has just mentioned that they have a minimum players to register, and that sometimes they just sign up a few people that have no intention of playing just to make the minimum cut. That's fine, if that's the case, I feel like the minimum player number should be maybe closer to 40 then. So then that way, if you've got your 5 jobs worths, you've still got a squad of 35.
Yeah.
So 35 registered players were needed before the season. Didn't stop a nameless team driving to the Highlands this year with only 17.
17. Oh God, what are you going to do? I mean, we've all heard legend of. Oh, there was a team. I think it was the St. Helens Cardinals. Cy Wainwright, if you're watching this, I hope you can get this story right. They came in with like numbers with the teens or something and beat the Romans. This is back in the early 2000s, but it's like. Oh,
and the thing is, those sort of stories are like romanticized though, like it's a good thing. Like the way that they tell it, they're like, oh, we back in my day we had 16 players and we turned up at X amount of teams and we beat the snot out of them, and it's like. That's not something to fucking brag about, mate. You are playing for a poorly run organization. It's just the fact that the team you played is just dog shit and couldn't beat 16 men. Like,
but
it's not something to brag about.
No.
Touchdown Pirates.
Touchdown Pirates again.
Osrant, touchdown Pirates. Neil Baptiste breaks through the sack attempt, takes it 36 yards for the score. Scott McDonald's kick is good, 49-0. Lindsay's... What?
No!
Bum, bum, bum! I thought the Cats' Twitter had been silent. Hornets run the ball in for the score. 2-point attempt is no good. Cats 33-20, and then the Cats have obviously just scored again, and the 2-pointer come through. And 100% Lindsay. I bet that's not checked anyway. You're right, it's not. I remember card check.
Won't be.
Card check was literally no one cared about the numbers. It was just, are you registered? Are you trying to put somebody on the field that is not registered, sort of thing? And the only reason they're checking that you're registered is, have you paid your fee to BAFA?
Yay.
Have you given your money to BAFA? Is the only thing anybody cared about.
And that's
so
true.
it is. Hornets score again. 2-point is good. Cats 33. Hornets 28. Oh, see, what did I say? What did I say? Like 2 hours ago. This should have been game of the week. What did I say?
Yeah, apparently so.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Touchdown Pirates.
I just had...
The Wolverines' punt attempt is blocked and recovered by number 85, Rob Hayes. Kick is good to extend the lead. Pirates 56, Lancashire Wolverines. Big one of these.
56.
Yep. Titans now at halftime, so they lead the Wolves 28-14.
Do you remember when we were saying? Well, I think it was about an hour ago when you said, there's all these teams at the top, and then there's a little.
The Wolverines are tier 2. Yeah.
Somewhere down here now.
They're definitely down with the others. Nick's just asked if we got any updates from the Thrashers game. Most recent one we got was the halftime score, Nick, and that was 19-6 over the Exiles. I'm going to see if I can get on their tweeters.
I've just had an unnamed person message me and say we had just about 35, and some of those were actually coaches registered as players. Just get out the league. Get out the league. Go. Get out the league.
Stop it.
Yeah,
halftime score 19-6 is all I've got from Solent. I'm just going to jump on Kent's.
While you do that, I will give a quick rundown of what we've got. These aren't accurate, but this is what we've got. Phoenix 34, Nighthawks 6, Titans 28, Wolves 14. Olympians 0, Aztecs 34, Thrashers 19, Exiles 6. Goliaths, Rams is a full-time, 42-0 to the Rams. Vikings 32, Tigers 0. EKP keep scoring. It's 56-0 over the Wolverines. Falcons 48, Bulls 0.
Nope,
South
Falcons
Wales
55.
7,
Darren's literally just told us that the Falcons have just scored. It's 55.
I will update that shortly. Um, Knights 19, Saints nil. Spartans 6, Blitzby 8. Hornets are bringing it back 28, Cats 33. We have the Railroaders a nil, Surge 18. That's a full-time score. Mustangs 7, Warhawks 34. Boo Lightning nil, Bombers 28.
I believe that's at full time as well. The Mustangs, Warhawks.
Is that the full? Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's full time as well.
That's all done. Apache 1, Monarchs nil. That was a walkover because Monarchs didn't go. Norwich Devils 20. Shame Ipswich Cardinals nil. We've got East Kent Mavericks 32. Maidstone Pumas Southeast Squadron nil. And
Full-time.
there we go. And that is full time. Sorry, so 55-0 Falcons. Good God. Crikey,
Good God, man.
Good God. Stop it. They're already dead.
So I was looking at the Bulls Twitter talking about how they held out, made a good stand. Will Powell with the hard hit on the wide receiver to jar the ball loose. Bulls recover near the midfield. And then the next tweet, the Bulls cough it up straight back. 2-minute warning, 48-0. And then that's become 55-0. So, Falcons full-time. There we go. That game has now come to full-time, 55-0.
Have you seen the scorers? I'm from Staffordshire Surge. Railroad, they beat the Railroaders 18-0.
I see John Wise.
John Wise. Good God. He's still scoring. He's he's been playing crikey.
About 20 years.
Yeah, something like that, and he's still scoring. So
that will warm Steve's cockles to know that John has gone out and scored a TD.
Good on him. Good on you, John Wise. I don't know if you watch this or if you think this is just absolute drivel, but
we did
well
used
done.
to. I know for a fact on some of our previous streams, John used to be in here with things to say.
Well, there you go. So well done, John.
Anything on the Bombers? Yeah, they were kicking the shit out of the Lightning earlier on.
They were beating Boo Lightning.
Boo Lightning.
Boo.
Yeah, it was a
28
hard fought victory. Sabres versus the Renegades from Ryan. Unfortunately, no. That's
Nothing.
one of the ones that we've had literally close to nothing. Well, actually, not close to nothing. We've had nothing.
And we've only got 12 minutes left of our stream, so if anyone out there is John is a hell of a kicker. I've only ever seen him
Kick somebody.
QB and run with it. I think he used to be a receiver as well, didn't he?
Well, he's wearing number 27, so I'm assuming he's playing running back now. So,
Didn't he used to have a weird number? Wasn't he like 09? He
I
always
would
had the
never
0 in front of it.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I've never actually met him personally. I've just spoken to him through interactions on here. Steve used to talk to him and about him because he holds him in very high esteem, very, very high esteem. So Darren mentioned our reason was we lost players at the beginning of the season, coached 2 games in and folded after the third. We run really well, but at the end, only 2 people running the team and left after being left on the lurch.
Bit of a shame.
Yeah. There we go. So, Bombers 42, Boot Lightning. There you go, Tabs. 42-0.
42-0.
And EKP's gone full-time. Dominance Pirates performance after a slow start gives us one of our biggest wins of the year and close to close out their run of home games. So, got a feel for the Wolverines travelling all the way up to East Kilbride just to get the snot kicked out of them and then have a lovely trek back to Lancashire.
So who else has gone full time?
The
Bulls, Falcons Bulls.
Oh, Cambridgeshire, we drive the ball deep into Hornets territory, but it's intercepted. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Oh, the Hornets about to catch the Cats. I hope so. Right,
God.
so EKP's gone full time. The Surge have gone full time. The Bulls are at the 2-minute warning. But no, actually, I think we got told that went full-time. Yes, Darren told us that went full-time. Who else has gone full-time? Humber has gone full-time. I don't know if the Spartans have re-kicked off yet against the Blitz since the injury. I'm hoping the ambulance has got there with no delays and been able to take care of that young man. What else have we got? Yorkshire's gone full time. Wolves and Titans were in half time last time we saw. Just going to check the Thrashers, see if they've posted anything since their half time post. No, they have not. Great social media work, guys.
Well, but yeah, so it's been a controversial show, and
Definitely has, isn't it?
it's been fun because the thing is we've been away for it for a little while, so we've had all this building up, and we're just kind of right. You're having it. There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely been one for the less one of the less filtered ones. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I mean, if Stevie was here, rather than just mincing about on the sideline for the Aztecs,
mate,
he's usually pretty unfiltered.
What a melt! Absolutely.
But yeah, so
Just running up and down the sidelines. Pick me, coach. Pick me.
You're not in kit, Steve. Shut your face.
But I want to be part of the team. I want some more Cats Hornets updates. Is what I want. That game's got me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, Jess, if you're still there and you want to come on live and let us know what's happening, give us a shout. Right, this is how's the Emmett settling in, Mike? Now, this is something that people they've been mentioning Emmett. I guess it's a Cornish thing, and I don't know.
What is?
I'm awful sorry. So I do apologise.
Right. Okay. So Emmett. So EMMET, alternate spellings being EMMIT, is a word for the Cornish dialect of English that is used to refer to tourist or holiday makers coming to Cornwall.
As the foreigner, the non-Cornwaller.
It's been used by the native Cornish folk to refer to incomers or residents who've moved to the county but were not born there.
Right.
Full-time Warriors Bobcats. South Wales 12, Bobcats 6.
All right. Okay.
I've just realised also that the reverse fixture of this game was the one that had given me my favourite score for the entire season for most of the game. This was the 5-3 game.
Really?
Yeah.
5-3.
Yep, Sam Sasaska Blitz, is it still 8-6? It is. The game is delayed due to an injury to a Spartan, serious injury, not just a injury, serious injury to a Spartans player. So we're not sure if they've resumed yet, Sam.
But Russell, to answer your question, I'm not there yet. I'm still back up North Wales. That's why my internet's crap. I'm still bouncing between
you
the
can't
two.
say that, because for all we know is when you get to Cornwall, your internet's still going to be
Yeah,
crap.
it could be crap as well, but I'm still bouncing between north and south as the house hasn't completed yet. So, and I'm currently sofa surfing at Jeff Garsides. Thank you very much, Jeff, for putting up with me. So there we go. That's how the foreigner is getting on.
Full time 44, Boo Lightning 0. Bombers starting in the game with a safety, and that is full time.
Full time.
That is something I think we've. LL Cool P, if you're still here, let us know how many other Britball games have ever started and finished with a safety.
If anyone would know, it would be him.
That is. I don't know if you'll ever be able to find that out, because that is just too obscure.
That is pretty obscure. So, the quick rundown, because we'll see where we're up to. Phoenix 34, Nighthawks 6, Titans 28, Wolves 14, Aztecs 34, Olympians 0, Thrashers 19, Exiles 6, Goliaths 0, Rams 42, Vikings 32, Tigers 0, EKP 56, Wolverines 0, Falcons 55, Bulls 0, South Wales Warriors, what was that?
12-6 to the Warriors over the Bobcats.
12-6. Knights 19, Saints 0, There's been a big delay for the Blitz B Spartans. That's 6-8 to the Blitz B. The Hornets 28, Cats 33. We can't wait to see how that finishes up.
Update
Railroaders.
on that.
Oh, go on, go on.
The Cats get an interception. 3:40 left in the game. Cats ball.
Can they ride it out? Stay tuned. There we go. Railroaders 0, Staffordshire Surge 18. John Wise still scoring. Mustangs 7, Humber Warhawks 34. Boo Lightning 0, Lincolnshire Bombers 44. Full time. Starting and finishing on a safety. Norwich Devils 20, Ipswich Cardinals 0.
No.
East Kent Mavericks 32, South East Squadron 0. And that's what we've got so far with 3
We've
minutes
also got
left to go.
a Wembley Stallions Sussex Thunder. So
I
the Stallions
read that
lead.
as 100 0.
Yeah, no, that would be more in line with what I would think the Thunder.
So that's
would be.
10 0.
10-0 to the to Stallions over Thunder. Thank you very much, Ryan. That's the first update
Thanks,
we've had
Ryan.
for the game, so we really appreciate that. Jeff, I know that's not how Jeff spells his name, but we both know who Russ is talking about. And he's just mentioned that Jeff is a good egg, and he's stopped by at his place before as well.
It's just before I forget, otherwise that'll all look wrong and look crap. Yeah, Jeffy is he's a proper good egg. And there's going to be, I think there's 5 lads in there in the one house because Ash, Jack, Harrison, him, and me are all going to be in there. Plus his missus. That is going to be a stinky house full of farts. So apologies to Caroline. Sorry. Yeah. What? You look lost. What?
It was 47-0 to Sheffield at half time. Not sure what the score is now.
Good God.
Pray for Samuel?
Nope. Sorry, I clicked
55, 55-6.
5-6.
Thank you, Kyle.
Pray
Kyle,
for
is that
Steelers.
Kyle? Is that a third quarter, fourth quarter? If you can give us an update where we are in terms of the time elapsed on that game, full time, because we are starting to wrap things up.
Yes, sir.
Looks like the Cats.
Let's update that.
We've had nothing from the Cats since their tense update.
Just grind it out. Oh, that's full time for the Giants Steelers.
Full time.
I
Okay.
can take that like
Okay.
everybody do.
Cool.
Full time. There you go. That's that. Yeah. So we just need the Cats to kneel it out, and then we can enjoy the rest of our Sundays. Unless you're a Hornets fan, then I'm awful sorry, but I wanted the Cats to win. And we can be biased on this show, apparently.
So who was who? Only against the Cardinals, because fuck them. That's why. Who was East Essex playing that we haven't heard a damn thing about?
Hang on.
Berkshire?
Yes, Berkshire Renegades.
Right, let's have a look,
I
see.
think they're the only ones. We haven't had anything from the Caesars and the Romans yet, though.
No, we haven't. And
Nope.
nothing on the Renegades Instagram that I can see.
No,
The Romans were usually pretty good with their
they usually bang on, but
social media updates, but haven't heard a damn thing.
I just can't wait. I just need to know that the Cats are doing things. Oh, there we go. 2-minute warning. There we go.
Okay. Half time. So at half time, it was 7-6 to the Caesars over the Romans.
Oh,
We got 16-6. We got 16-13. Full time 16-13. Caesars over the Romans.
that's a shocker. But cheers, Darren. We'll be off as well later shortly. But big loves, man.
Jesus, that's unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Titans 35-14 over the Wolves as well. So the Romans weren't happy about the fact that they had to play on grass that was looking like dirt. Mate,
So go on,
honestly,
what was-
I gotta say, Chester Romans, their Instagram account's pretty fire.
Go on, what was the final score? Caesar's... was it 16-13?
16-13.
There you go.
So I'm just going to share my screen again because I've actually enjoyed this. Their story, the Chester Romans, their Instagram man is not too bad. So I'm going to do a Steve here. I'm going to bring up the IG.
The egg.
So we just got the first video. Just banned grass already. And then digging holes is the music being played over over the picture of this lovely hole here at the sideline. If only every game was a home game. We miss you guys on days like this. RIP to our knees. Where we could be playing David Ross Sports Village. Where we are playing Sahara Desert. So thoroughly enjoyed that. And then Romans 6-0 up. Caesars hit back. Half time. 14-6, 16-6, 16-13, full time. So
fair enough. There we go. And then we've got Titans 35, Wolves 14. I'll put that in. And then I think we're pretty much done for the day. Unless you want to hang on, so we'll see out the rest of the cats. Because that can't be long.
I want to see out the rest of the cats because we've been told that the poor fella that I cannot pronounce his name and I'm really sorry. I think it's Tabiso Mpofu, but I don't know. Breathes new life into the drive with a 38-yard run, 2-minute warning there for the Cats. So I do want to see how that one plays out.
Fair enough.
So you mentioned that a good couple of friends of yours, part of the OVE setup.
Stu Coops and Big Dick Nick Benning.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah, and they were saying that we shouldn't stir up the Cardinals in preparation for their game against OVE next.
Yeah.
Been speaking to somebody I know, part of the OVE setup. He's mentioned that they should have beat them. They should have beat the Cardinals the first time round. If the offense has scored some points, they should be ashamed to score one TD against the defense that spends the whole game on the field as well. Yeah, so little bit of sauce, little bit of spice,
yeah.
little bit of tang for the next OVE Ipswich game.
Love it.
Will that affect your prediction for the next time they play?
No, I'll still go OVE all the way. Wild optimism for the Eagles. I don't know why. It's just like the same as the Cats. The Cats could be playing the Warriors and still go Cats. Don't know why.
Would you?
Probably not. No. I'm just joking.
I felt like I had to call your bluff on that one. I was like, would you though? Would you really?
No, I'm loyal, but I'm not barking. So, but yeah, so there we go. But no, we're waiting. We are genuinely kind of, if there's anything anyone else wants to throw into the comments, give us an update. But I think most of the
if anybody knows the Berkshire East Essex score, we would love to know.
Yeah,
and actually Aberdeen as well. We haven't heard a damn thing.
I've not heard anything. No Breeny update.
Which is terrible, considering, the Breens affiliation. Sort it out, Breens.
A little bit, but
we've had multiples of you on the show from time to time in the comments. There's been Mrs. Breen and Mama Breen and Chris and Sean. Sort it out. Full time, there we are.
Cats win. There we go.
Just coming through, beating the Twitter account.
Oh.
I was literally tempted to do a Steve and just end the broadcast on that note.
But no. Well, there we go.
Oh, there we go. So, MJ's TD is denied by a block in the back. Cats first and 10 on 25-yard, 1:05 left on the clock. K takes a knee to run out the clock. Cats win. So, we could have had a Cats TD, but block in the back.
There we go. But a win's a win.
A win is a win. So on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's been emotional.
Always. Every single time we get involved.
That's it. Big loves. I've been Stang. That, I got it right, has been
Oh,
Oz.
man, you are a master at that. Like, is it... Hey!
Hey,
Okay,
you got it.
I've
you
got it.
it.
I've got it now. All I need to do is point the opposite way to where you actually are.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There
I
he
didn't
goes.
realize that.
Oh, what it was-
So Mickey's saying he believes that gives him the head-to-head. I think it's split. So it'll be point stiff in terms of the Cats Hornets, because Hornets won the first one, and then Cats won the second. So it should come down to point stiff.
Well, I have no idea. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? It's Baffer. It's the National League.
Yeah, there's
they
probably,
could
there's
both
probably
get
a
relegated.
second tiebreaker. I'm not paying attention to, but yes.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Wembley scores again. still playing.
17-0. Right, well, there you go. I've been Stang. That's been Oz. This has been Game Day Live, right here on Sport Tank. Big loves, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye.
Hopefully next week. Bye.